outside a building now. This is the North Shields East End Youth and Community Centre, and it's the home of the 5th Teignmouth Tynemouth Scout Group. And it's obviously quite a new building. It's certainly about 1960s at least, but it's got a little plaque here. It's got a somewhat dark history. Wilkinson's Lemonade Factory Tragedy. Here at midnight, May the 3rd and 4th, 1941, a direct hit from an enemy aircraft destroyed the air raid shelter in the factory basement. 107 people were killed, including 43 children. Whole families perished. It was the largest single bomb incident during the provincial blitz. A second bomb killed 2 residents at number 3 George Street in memoriam. North Shields 173. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Where's George Street? Was that nearby? I think it's near here. So this is they put up a plaque here to tell people what used to be here. The lemonade factory used to be on this site. It was one of the terrible things of the Blitz, and of course the Blitz was a direct attack on innocent people in the war, the involvement of the entire population in the war, which is a uniquely modern and Western concept. And of course, it's not that it didn't happen on both sides. In fact, what happened to Germany, what the Allied side did to Germany, was far worse. But it just makes you... It's an idea that it seems a long time ago now, but it's still just as real. It still happened. It's a lovely scene we're at now. This is at Tynemouth and North Shields. And there's some. It looked like Tynemouth where we were the other day, but you can see the lighthouse and the harbour wall and things like that. Really amazing place, and the River Tyne there, sparkling in the sun. It's really lovely. Another view there up the River Tyne. We're in North Shields, and you can see this lovely view, and you can see out to sea. Not quite from here, but you can see out to sea. We're looking for a parking place at the moment, so we're asking the parking angel to help us out, but it all seems to be double yellows or permit holders at the moment. So
how much is that? Hang on.
Oh, it's pay and display. Oh, that might do the trick.
See if that. Here
is this looking back out to sea. You can see the harbour wall there with the lighthouse at the end, and here we can see the entire beautiful scenery here. It's absolutely beautiful scene here. There's that. What's that big square building over? That big tower over there, Maureen. That big square tower. But along here, you can see ships, and we can see.
Oh, Ben, look. Look at all the poppies.
Oh, look, it's just knitted poppies like the one Maureen makes.
Yeah, look.
Like the ones you make.
Yeah.
The ships and stuff. There's a little doggy there. Quite chilly today. There's a fresh sea breeze, but the sun is shining. There's a couple of old chemtrails there, but there's still a nice breeze. We're not far from. We're quite close to the aren't we?
No.
Oh, we're not. Oh, right. That's a Wall's End, isn't it?
That's
yeah.
Wall's End.
That's the other side of
You're in North
Newcastle. Yeah, but it looks similar.
7 miles away.
7 miles to what? Yeah, that's where Segadunum is. That's where I had that. That's where we did that really where we had the museum all to ourselves, and we had that. I had that Boudica moment. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. They were on top of a steep slope above the river here at North Shields at the mouth of the River Tyne. Yeah, lovely. There's another lovely shot of the sea there. I think these are old lighthouses, these buildings. You can see right out into the North Sea. But we're now heading for here, Laurel Park. Now, the reason it's called Laurel Park is because Stanley Laurel lived around here. Laurel Park, yes. So, is there a statue to him? There's a statue to him, all right. It's a lovely, well-kept park. You go around here. They've obviously made this as a memorial, and here's the statue of Stan Laurel. Let's have a look. And there's and that's for somebody else. Benches, they dedicate benches to people. In this lovely part of a Tyneside, this is Tyne town of North Shields. And here's the statue of Stan Laurel.
I'm going to take a photograph of you.
And
Take
here
a
he
photo
is.
and then I'll take your...
Yeah, sure. You're taking a photo, Maureen?
I'm taking a photo of you.
Alright, okay, just let me stop.
Well, that's another fine mess you just got me into. This, of course, we're by the statue of Stanley Laurel, famous comedian. You can see there's a plaque of Laurel and Hardy down there, great duo. Of course, two of the most famous comedy duo of all time. And they're still great, they're still funny.
And he lives here.
Sorry?
He lives here.
He did, he comes from North Shields, doesn't he?
Well, he lives here. I don't know if he originally...
I mean, I don't know, he has a sort of West Country accent, I always thought. I can't identify his accent. People used to speak differently in those days. But he certainly wasn't a Geordie. But was he born here? He certainly lived around here. Don't know exactly, but we can always Google his bio, as they say.
The story I heard was that the house he lived in, he set fire to as a child.
Did he? Oh, dearie me.
He set fire to the house, had a house fire.
Now that's a fine mess, certainly. But of course, everyone knows Laurel and Hardy. I still enjoy their stuff. I still think they're very funny. They're still funny in the modern world where senses of humour have changed. And of course, in this age of political correctness, of course, like all comedians, they're basically being shoved down the memory hole and unpersoned. But you know, I'll never forget them, and I don't think anyone with a decent sense of humour will. So to hell with the damn cultural Marxists. I love them. I thought Laurel and Hardy are the greatest.
Wait.
Back of the statue here, there's Stanley himself, and I think there used to be a plaque here. It looks like it was stuck on and it's fallen off, but there he is. There's like a bronze cast here of the man himself.
It's a shame they've had to put fencing around to stop people climbing up.
Yeah, I think people just want to climb up and stand by the statue, probably. Yeah, it's a shame. Here we go. We're right at the edge here. This is South Shields, opposite North Shields, of course. And there's the fish quay. That's where you can get fresh fish, despite the best machinations of the EU. They haven't stopped it. Hopefully in the post-Brexit world, this will be thriving. Harbour entrance there. Lovely fresh breeze blowing in. This is 1808 on there, so it's pretty old. There's a caravan here, which is pretty old as well. Not quite that old. There's an old caravan, which is on a carry-on film. An old Volkswagen Beetle. There's a bit of a museum, this place. Look at that here. What's that say there? Rebuilt 1860, the Ogre Esquire Master. W. Ballot Esquire, Deputy Master J. Curry. I think this is the Harbour Master's office or something. It might have had these big. It might be so he could get a good view of the ships coming in and out.
I found the owner.
Ah, the queer old Dean, the dear old Queen. At least she's not shape-shifting in that picture. What a place! It's amazing, amazing location. Right by Laurel Park, here in North Shields, Tyne and Weir.
This was where he used to...
We are now driving along here by the banks of the River Tyne, and we've seen a lot of interesting things. The Magnesia Bank pub. This is the old wooden dolly.
Yeah.
And along here is the Prince of... What's that there? That's a car place. Over here is the fish quay. Excuse me. We're going to go past the fish quay at ground level in a moment. We were above it before. We're going to go down along here at ground level. But, apparently the Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper, used to hang out around. Or used to come
He used to
here,
have a cup
didn't
of tea at the Fisherman's Mission.
he? Oh right. Where's that? Is that
I think
along
it was
here?
that blue building there. I think it was there.
So that's where the famous serial killer
I think it was there.
Peter Sutcliffe used to hang out. Right. He's now, of course, in jail or he's in a mental institution. He used to know Jimmy. He knew Jimmy Savile, you know, and I don't think that's a coincidence that those two knew each other. There's the Quay Tap House, and here is the fish quays. Yeah. There's a pub called the Quay Tap House, River Cafe. And this is where the fish. This is when the boat comes in, and you can have your fishy on a dishy in one of these pubs. Another key pub there. The hell that's on the key?
Oh, there's some nice
Oceans.
yeah, nice.
Lots of nautical flavours to these various places. Seaview Fisheries. That's a place to get a meal. We had the lovely fish and chips we had in Anak. That was really nice.
This is a nice fish and chip one coming up.
Aroma.
Used to be nice. I don't know if it still is, but we can sit out there and have your fish and chips.
Yeah. This is like Fish and Chips Central here along this little part of North Shields. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, we can head back up into the hills again. And now we are approaching Segadunum, and indeed there's the tower there. Now if you remember, we were here, I did a video about this, and we had the entire place to ourselves. It was really, really good. And it was really great fun, and which is where this is the last fortress on Hadrian's Wall. And no, I'm not going to have a Boudica moment. Don't worry, I can't have a Boudica moment just driving past the damn place. But we've seen it from the other side now, and yeah, there's the tower. We had the entire museum to ourselves. We didn't have to pay, and I did that amazing. Yeah. This is one. This was. They're not going to charge us now. I'm not going to chase after us and charge us. But this is like we went up to the top of that tower. We could see all over all the ruins and everything, and it was really, really interesting. And I got that book by Michael Wood.
You paid for it?
I paid for that. Yeah, I did. It was only £1 in the charity bin, but yeah, look at that. There it is.
Kept them afloat for a year on that.
Oh, yes. Here we are coming past, and there it is, the remains of the old fortress. And it's quite. And the real wall is just over there. You can see there's a mock-up of the wall. You'll see where the real wall is, where it ends. And these all buildings here, the barracks scouts, the commanding officer's house. And over here is the real wall. You can just see it. You can't just see it. There's the mock-up of the wall, but the real wall you just may have caught a glimpse of. It's quite something. It's the arrangement actually is very similar to. It's not really changed, the arrangement. There's the parade ground and the barracks and the mess hall and stuff like that. Very similar to a modern military fort, as is the command structure and things like that, the officers and the ranks and things. Something that a modern military serviceman would recognise, which again is a testimony to the incredible the continuity of Illuminati-occupied nations. It's really quite spectacular, really quite astonishing. Okay, I'm just going through this retail part now. We're all going to IKEA over there. We're going to have something to eat, and they do some nice meals in there, I must say. So, yeah, I think I've not been here before, but these.
And I'm your driver.
Yeah, Maureen here is driving, but these retail parks, they're all the same, aren't they? Wherever you go, but there's a Marriott hotel.
Yep,
there's Asda.
That's where we're heading today.
Yes, you could misspend your middle age in a place like this, couldn't you? IKEA furnishing. So we'll go and get something to eat at the restaurant. Let's hope we don't have to put the chairs and tables together ourselves. They say IKEA. Yeah, it wasn't get crushed by a crate of flat pack dining tables. Oh, nice. IKEA is always great. I used to go to the IKEA all the time in Nottinghamshire with my ex-partner Sue, who used to be our sort of favourite place. So we're going back there now. And here is the entrance to IKEA. Apparently Red Ice Radio have a studio in there. This is a Swedish flag. I don't know. Let's go and say hello to Henrik and Lana in IKEA. Somehow I don't think that's true, actually. This is the Marriott Hotel. Very grand, isn't it? And this is in Gateshead, and which is where the Grey is, of course. And we haven't seen the place where the Gateshead Grey is, but I do know where it is. I may not get a chance to visit it this time, but I'll visit it sometime. And this very grand hotel you see behind me is where the Rich Planet show is going to be. At some point, we're quite early, but we're going to hang around and
make sure we get front seats. We had a lovely meal in IKEA. We didn't see Henrik and Lana. There was no Red Eye Studio there.
We're the Truth Seekers.
We are, yeah.
Northeast, hey.
And here with Maureen, who's the Truth Seekers Northeast. First, one of the leaders of Truth Seekers Northeast. And so we're going to go and get Richard. Hopefully we'll corner Richard and get some photographs of him with the Truth Seekers Northeast hat. I've got a nice meal inside us. We're in good spirits. Looking forward to a great evening of Rich Planet entertainment and information. Okay, we've arrived early. Okay, we've arrived early for the Rich Planet show, and as you can see, this is an exclusive look at the Rich Planet area, the Rich Planet live event, before Richard D. Hall actually arrives. So we're just going to have a quick look at the stall here. We've got all his stuff laid out here. Where's these books? Terror on the my goodness me, yeah, Secret Space Program by Andrew Johnson. I've got to get that. Where did the towers go? Unacknowledged. UFOs, aliens and crop circles. Just up our street, I think. Now there's a new one I want to see. The True Story of Madeleine McCann. What did you do? 28 killed you. That's what I want. Exit from Brexit. The Joe Cox departure. That's his new one. Got to get a copy of that. Oh, we're the first to arrive, but some more people have just arrived. So yeah, it's quite something. It's a nice spot here, you see, in the Marriott Hotel. That's where we are. So just got to wait for the man himself to get here. You see here now, we'll have another look at the stall here. 50p car stickers, Rich Planet, Exposing Media Lies. I want to get that hat actually. That hat looks really cool. I want to get the Rich Planet hat. That's my hat collection. Not the t-shirt. I don't know. I've got one of those anyway. I'm definitely getting the Joe Cox Deception. Joe Cox. Got that. That's his last tour. Now that is a compilation of all the Madeleine McCann videos. 8 hours of documentaries. I've got all of them, but they're in different packets. This is a 2018 series, 12 shows. 15 quid. Now that is Andrew Johnson's fleece, which I don't think really looks very good on anyone except Andrew Johnson, so I won't actually get that. That's nice, Rich Planet TV polo shirt. Now these are Andrew Johnson's books, and I'm not sure which one to get. I've got that one. It's either this one, that's his latest, or that one, which I haven't got yet, Finding the Secret Space Program. I'm not sure which one. Acknowledged UFOs, and aliens and crop circles. There's another one, The Host on a Parasite, Greg Felton. How Israel's fifth column consumed America. There's the neocons. This is Nick Collestrom's book, The Famous Terror on the Tube. Dr. Judy Wood's Where Did the Towers Go? Unmasking ISIS, The Shocking Truth by Washington's blog and Wayne Madsen. That was good. Now there was a book. Dawn's just bought all of them. Now can I see the book which Dawn bought? Now this is bought all of this. Is the Madeleine McCann files, Case Files Volume 1. And you see it's all by Tony Bennett. And this is the picture here. That's Tanner Man, who I think looks a little bit like Richard D. Hall himself. But that's Dawn has just bought all 5 copies of those. So we bought all 5. We both, yeah, that's for the family and everything. So I'm going to get. What shall I get? I'm definitely getting that. I want to get one of the books. I'm not sure which one yet, and the hat. So decisions to be made, I think, because I don't know when that's going to be. Don't know if I'll be able to buy all of them. That's the problem. Can't buy everything, but so decision. Have to think about what I'm going to get. You know. I've just got my Rich Planet hat. Some people have turned up at the stall. One of them is Richard's sister and his nephew, and I've got here. So I've got the Rich Planet hat. I put my old Truth Seekers Northeast hat back on now. And I've also got this, which is Exit from Brexit, The Joe Cox Departure, a film by Richard D. Hall. And there he is himself, and it says here, this film follows Richard D. Hall's investigation into the alleged murder of MP Joe Cox. And it says that this film proves beyond reasonable doubt that the official version of events is wholly untrue. And, I mean, if you've listened to her Panwo radio, you will know... you'll know that the
the man they've got in jail right now, Thomas Mayer, is completely innocent. I've actually interviewed Nick Colostrum. If you look at the show, I can't remember what number it is, The Trial of Thomas Mayer, it proved beyond doubt that that the man is completely innocent. No, it's all right. You can carry on. It's all right. So that's I'll have fun reading. I'll have fun watching that. Or sorry, yeah, watching this. It's quite big. You see, it's like there are actually 4 DVDs in here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's 3. Oops, sorry. There are 3 DVDs in here. That's quite a collection. So it's obviously quite long. Yeah, 3 hours long. Yeah. I've also got acknowledged, not unacknowledged. Perspective on the Manners of UFOs, Alien and Crop Circles by Andrew Johnson. That's in there. And this is, you can pause and read, ladies and gentlemen. Have aliens really visited us? And this is going to be very interesting. I'll get Andrew to sign it when I see him. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I look forward to that. So, that'll keep me quiet for a while. You could do it now. Yeah. Hello, the Rich Planet show has just finished, and an awful lot has happened. He talked about so much. He talked about the Brexit situation. Maybe I'll say more at another time. I don't have much time now, but he was. I totally disagree with him on it. And if you watch my film, Why 2016 Matters, it outlines my disagreements with Richard. But he talks about a lot of things, such as the Manchester bombing, which I think is completely new information. I'm now off the fence on that, because there are distinct reasons to be suspicious this was a false flag. I'm quite open to that now. I've also all right, I'm going to have to go now, but the others are all leaving, so I'm just going to have to head off. But he also talks about the animal mutilation thing, and made some theories about that, and also he mentioned Rendlesham Forest, and I'll be saying more about that later. But basically, as you can see, people are leaving now. It's been a really, really great event, and I've really enjoyed it. And there was a heckler halfway through. I'll tell you more about that later as well. But generally, it's been a great new Rich Planet 2019 tour. Go and see him if you can, because he's really, really interesting. Well, I'm back at the headquarters of Truth Seekers Northeast. I'm just going to have a glass of sherry with my good friend Dawn from Truth Seekers Northeast. Merci, thank you, cheers. That's Dawn is just from cheers. And yeah. How very civilised. What happened was, it was pretty good. There was Richard was talking, like I say, about Brexit, and in my film, Why 2016 Matters, I explain in detail why I think Richard's wrong on that. Richard was just saying, oh, it's all two different. Thanks very much. It's all just a part of two different power structures. That basically there are two power structures in the world, and we're choosing between each one, and both are equally bad. And as I explain, that's not the case at all. And if you look at my film Why 2016 Matters, you'll see that. Now he talks about the Joe Cox killing, and he gives some more evidence about that. And I have, as I showed you earlier, I have the DVD of Joe Cox case, which I will be watching. I'll look forward to that. Maybe I'll give you a review of that when I've done it. If I've got time, I'll make a video about that or write an article. He talks about the Manchester bombings, the Manchester Arena bombings, and there's a lot of new information. For example, new evidence about who the people were who were killed and injured, and about how we should be suspicious of what they're saying. Also, he mentioned a guy called UK critical thinker. We've got to look him up on YouTube, haven't we, Karen? Dawn, sorry. Got to look him up on YouTube, who's been analysing this and done a lot of research into this. Also, the fact that the film that was supposedly made, the footage, it was supposedly filmed where the bomb went off in the arena bombing. It was filmed in the early morning. We could tell that by lighting effects, for instance, sunlight coming in through the windows and things like that. We should really be suspicious of it. We really should. And he then went on to talk about animal mutilations and things like that, and there's new evidence about that. Now, he said that there was some kind of survey to check on the spread of prion diseases. This is things such as BSC, mad cow disease, which is caused by prion. It's not a bacteria or virus, it's a complete different agent. And he was doing, it was a survey for that. Now, again, that doesn't make sense. He said it was either humans or ETs. if it's humans, and I've made this point before, you know, if you want to do surveys involving farm animals, it's quicker and easier simply to buy them through the usual channels. It's simpler, it's cheaper. And you're doing surveys or tests on farm animals, you can actually buy them off the farmer, buy them through the farmer's market. There's all kinds of ways that the government can do scientific surveys of diseases in farm animals, both covert and overt. Indeed, we saw this with the foot and mouth disease. So again, that's not an explanation. It doesn't explain, unless it really is ETs. Now, you meant the Rendlesham Forest incident. Richard said he has handed over. And I've talked a little bit about this before. I mentioned it briefly before, or I've sort of hinted at it. Now he has actually stated he's taken witness statements from Jim Penniston, Colonel Charles Holt, and Larry Warren, and he's handed them over to Peter Hyatt for analysis. Now, Peter Hyatt, very clever guy. He's done a lot of good work, and he obviously knows his business. Now, Hyatt has not yet published his results, so Richard didn't deliver them to us. But when he does, Richard is going to add them to a Rich Planet show. So we're going to have to wait and see till those results come out. As for the results, well, we'll soon find out. But Richard says he hopes to clear up any of the confusion and distress and the controversy that's currently in the Rendlesham Forest incident over this. Well, firstly, it won't. Like whatever Richard's results come up with, whatever Peter Hyatt says, it will not clear up the controversy. It's a nice try, but it may well be useful information. We won't know till it comes out, and we actually know exactly what is said. But whatever it is, there will be no resolution to this. And the reason is because, as I've said, this is a personal vendetta by people who actually are not actually interested in what's true or not. They don't care. It's irrelevant. So the controversy will continue. Richard's efforts in that respect will be in vain. I can actually guarantee that. No matter what the results of Peter Hyatt's report, I can actually guarantee that. There was a heckler. That was annoying, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. This bloke sort of halfway up the room started yelling at the top of his voice during Richard's talk. In the end, I mean, I got up and helped the guys deal with him. There was some of the men got up and tried to challenge him. I don't know who he was. He was completely out of his head on something. He was either drunk or drugged up. But he was yelling, "Oh, I want my free speech! I want my free speech! We're here to listen and talk and listen." And I said to him, you know, mate, we're here to listen to Richard, not you. You know, if you want to talk, you know, go and hire a room at the hotel yourself, and maybe charge people to come and listen to your drunken ramblings. Anyway, hotel security came along in the end and kicked him out. It was an interruption, only lasted a few minutes, but it was very annoying, very rude. Richard handled it very well. He went straight back and he got back in the saddle. He carried on, and within a few minutes, everyone had forgotten it. So yeah, very interesting talk. Another great Rich Planet tour, and date has finished. And guess what? I'm going to go and see the whole thing again at High Wycombe in a few days. So Richard's going to see me in the audience again, and he's going to think, what's he doing now? Yeah. Well, look, I just say I'm not an MI5 agent spying on you, Richard. It's just people have invited me to come along. So it's a social event. That's why I went 4 times to your talk last year. People invite me to go with them for social reasons. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed soon because tomorrow is my talk. So I'm looking forward to that very much. This is Wall's End. In fact, this is where we were with Nick Holostrom when we first came here, if you remember. Yeah. What's that noise? I can hear horses. There's horses over there, right? This is the Aldi's in Wall's End. Yeah, only the top tourist sites I'm showing you here. But Nick Holostrom and I, this does remind me because we came here with Nick Holostrom. I've got a bit of an update on that actually. Nick and I are on good terms now. As you know, this is very public because he did put public comments about this, so I'm going to talk about it openly. Nick and I are now. I'm back down to him. I believe I was in the right, but we are sort of on good terms. Sometimes time is a healer and all that sort of thing. But just going into the Aldi's here at Wall's End. See if we can buy some stuff for the event. One thing I say about Truth Seekers North East, the catering is the best of all. I mean, all groups like have coffee and tea bars and things like that. But Truth Seekers North East, more than the others make sandwiches and they get chocolate biscuits and all kinds of things. So here we are, fruit and veg. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to today. It's going to be fun.
What lemons in it?
Well, we're now walking up to the vault, which is where I talked about this in my first video coming to Newcastle. And this is why me and Nick had our little falling out. This is the place that banned the Nick. So we're just going to go and have a look. I won't film in there, unless I can, but I'm just going to go in there and have a look. I'm just filming this furtively because there's the eye in the pyramid. The symbol of the Illuminati with a rising sun window. And this is it. I won't show you. This is in the Masonic Hall. It's got a plaque which says Masonic Hall on it. Just thought you should see this. So that was the vault. We were in there, and there's like a kind of New Age fair there. There's lots of. Right, we're going into another one now. This is the Creative Wellbeing Centre here. Back from the vaults now, back in this room I'm staying in. It was very, it's not my cup of tea. It's a long time since I've been in this kind of New Age type field. I'm going to Findhorn and things like that. You know, you watch my Ben Goes on Tour thing from Glastonbury. I go into it there, but I found it a bit. It's very, very New Age. I mean, I didn't feel comfortable there. We spoke to a very nice lady who sort of runs it, and she was there, and that was very nice. Keith was also there, doing his past life regression and orgone thing. But I don't know, it's not really my sort of thing anymore. I went through a New Age phase, as I've talked about in my Ben Goes on Tour video. I talked about my trip to the Findhorn community, but I'm way past it now. There were some psychic mediums there. There was someone, this is somebody who handed me a flyer. Kim Westgate, psychic medium. You can pause and read if you want to go into this in detail. I don't know what this... I mean, obviously, what I've just showed you is not an endorsement or an advertisement. It just happened to be something that someone handed me, which gives you an idea of what Kim Westgate, that's it, Kim Westgate. I don't know who Kim Westgate is, and I don't know how good she is. It's not an endorsement or advertisement, but it just gives you an idea about what the place was like. And there was crystals galore, shiny stones. There's a notice board with all the kind of various New Age things going on in the community. Nothing from Truth Seekers North East though. I said this is the place that cancelled Nick and I from our event. And I don't know who's exactly responsible for that, but it's just typical, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to get ready now for my talk. Yeah, oh, it's a video, right.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, we just had some dinner at Marshall's at Tynemouth, and it says here, Jimi Hendrix, legendary rock guitarist, ate fish and chips in his shop on the bench overlooking the sea. After playing at the Chubba-Go-Go nightclub, Percy Street, Newcastle, Friday the 10th of March 1967. Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a good taste, because we've just had dinner there and it was very, very nice. I was with Richard and Maureen and Dawn. Hey. Very nice indeed. Right. How do I stop it? Right, where am I now? Right, we are on a ship. We're going on board a ship. It's called the Zetland, and here it is. It's a real ship. What? Yeah. The problem is it's not actually going to go anywhere. It's just it just stays here, and it's actually a floating pub now. But as you can see, it used to be a real ship.
There's a swan.
If it is a real ship.
Ben, swan.
Where is it? Where is it?
Let's eat it.
Is there a swan?
What's in there?
Yeah, it's not the Queen. Oh look, it's asleep. It's a swan. Oh my goodness, isn't it lovely?
Oh.
It's going to be the main course on the Zetland tomorrow for Sunday dinner.
That's before the Queen shapeshifts and eats us for eating her. But this is the Zetland. We're going on board this ship here. It's not going to go anywhere, which is a shame. I'd like it to go somewhere.
Oh, look
Maybe it used to. The Zetland. Quite frankly, I wouldn't go anywhere on this thing. It looks like it's half made of rust. Yeah, nice.